Let's see. Hi, guys. Give me just 1 second. Let me just make sure I am good. I'm hoping everybody can hear me. So hold on. I need to put this on my phone. Hold on. Let me make sure my sound is off because I can't see comments. So let me go here. Hold, please. This is something that we will... Okay. Hi, Molly. I see you in the chat. Do you hear me? Are we good? I'm looking at my little function thingies down here, and it looks like we are good. I guess I could... I think so. I think we're good to go. So, unfortunately, I don't see my actual chat box, but that's okay because what we're going to do is I'll just hold this. Okay, good. Okay, Rob says we're good to go too. Okay, awesome. Let me, oh, I don't have my little holder. I'm going to put my phone right here. Hi, Resin. I see you in here. And I'm looking down because I'm going to have my chat is actually going to be on my phone. Trying to just figure out where that's going to go, where it's not in the way. This is going to be, so thanks you guys for popping in. Because I'm hoping that this isn't like a super hot mess. Oh, look at that, Rockzilla, Sparky. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate that. Today we are absolutely talking about all things time management. And it's kind of good, I think, that my comments are off to the side because I won't get super easily distracted. Because what I want to focus on today is our weekly planner page and how I fill it out and just kind of give a rundown of how I like to plan out my weeks. And I'm going to jump right into it because I want to make sure that I am giving you the most information in the shortest amount of time, and then we'll kind of see where we're at and where this is going to go. So this is the very first live stream I have ever done here on my YouTube channel. I've gone live in Instagram before. I have actually run team calls and talked to lots of people on Zoom. But time management is absolutely like my jam. This is what lights me up. And now that I feel like I have the technology is all situated, I feel so much better, like I can take a breath. It has been a week and I've been so anxious about this moment and is it gonna work and all the things. Oh, Sparky, thank you for joining the social club. I appreciate that. So what is so funny is that, so my first hibiscus, when you join as a member, that first emoji, no, it's not an emoji. What is it called? The brand or the icon, the badge, it's a badge, is pink. And so, of course, Rob was my first member. And he was like, I would prefer to not be pink. It is what it is. I appreciate that very, very much. Badge. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, teacher. Thanks. So that's okay. I'm so happy that you popped on. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Just to kind of give you a little bit of background about me and kind of like where I'm coming from when it comes to time management. Because the thing is, I think that my take on it is a little different than kind of how other people might view it or how they might implement things into their own lives. But for me, I very much have a system that has worked for me for a really long time. especially when I follow it. So we're going to kind of get into all the things. My main take is I believe in blocking out your time and working from a list. I think it's the best way to do it. And I think this works. Well, I know it works for absolutely everybody. It works for every whatever chapter in life you're in, whatever season of life you're in. If you have littles, you absolutely can implement this system because block timing works. I think everybody kind of does block timing. They just don't know it. So we're going to kind of dive into it, and I'm going to show you exactly how I go through this. I am going to... Hi, Danielle. I see you there. Team Charlani here. Way to go. Thank you so much. Yay. So here's what I'll do is I am going to... Hi, Kaylee. I am going to go through, and then maybe towards the end, what I'll do is go back through my comments. I kind of believe that that's the easiest way. And then I'm not going to get distracted because the chat makes me distracted. So let's go here. So couple of things. Number one, when I say that this works for everybody in any facet of life, it absolutely does. And it's been a way that I have kind of implemented time management into my life in every phase. And I have been everywhere. I have been everything. I have been a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, a business owner, an entrepreneur mom, a work-from-home mom, and technically even a single mom during the week when Rob would travel. And those are things that when you are busy, you have got to manage your time if you are wanting to be productive and having a productive day and getting the most out of your day. This chapter in life, as we are currently empty nesters, I'm an entrepreneur and I work from home and I have a YouTube channel. So I'm a content creator and I am now a small business owner. We're trying to get that off the ground. So life looks a lot different for me than it did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago for sure. But in every facet of life, structuring out your time, even just a little bit, absolutely will help. I have been a planner girl for as long as I can remember. And you know what? Next week, I think what we'll do is I'll bring out some of my old planners and just show you kind of my transition into this. And I have used so many other planners. I love Erin Condren. I loved Happy Planners, bullet journaling. I have done it all. I have so many planners. I've tried many, many planners. And what I've come up with are actually things that work for me and have been big game changers. So I created this planner page. I have shared it with my best girlfriends over the years, and it works for all different kinds of schedules for sure. Now I am, if you know me, you know that I'm a little bit of a maximalist. I kind of think that more is more, but my planner is simple and it's streamlined, and sometimes it's black and white, obviously, but sometimes it is also colorful if I want pops of color here and there, but I kind of try to stay away from the color because it pulls my attention away from what I have to get done. You might not be like that. You might want to use highlighters or colored pens. All of that, super fun. For me, what works for my brain is just simply black and white. And anything that I need to stand out, I'll use a highlighter. Hi, 949 Designs. Thank you for your $10 American monies. I'm a hot mess. Will your planner help? LOL. Yes, I absolutely believe that it will. So here's the other thing. For any of the guys who are watching, and I see so many of you here, and I absolutely appreciate you guys stopping by. I will have plainer versions of this where I'll take the hibiscus off. I have had that requested, so I will get that. So if you want this planner page and you want to do this along with me, I have a printable download that you can pop in and grab on my Etsy website. So my Etsy site is the Live Happy Label, and all of the links are going to be down below for you, but it's just a few bucks. And if you want to download this exact planner and plan along with me, you absolutely can do that. We will implement also I'll just kind of go over the to-do list that I have here. That's available for you too. So I'm getting things into the Etsy site, slowly but surely. It is definitely something that I'm working on. So stay tuned for all of those things. You did, Resin. You did. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah. It will be awesome when you... So, Silver Squid, I will tell you this. The only way that you will fail at this is if you don't keep trying. So absolutely 100%, if you don't look at your planner, if you don't set timers, you will forget. Until it becomes a habit, yeah, you are not going to be a planner type person if you never look at your planner. And you can definitely create the best game plan, right? You can definitely create the absolute perfect timeline of how you want your week to go. But if you don't create that habit of staying focused on what needs to be done and what you want to do, you're not going to be somebody who can plan. At least that's the story that you're going to tell yourself. Because I believe everybody can create that habit to make a list when you feel overwhelmed, or make a list when you just know you have a bunch to do. Get it out of your mind so you can stay focused on the task at hand. Over these next few weeks, I have so many things that I'll share. We'll talk about brain dumping and brainstorming and creating goals and all the things that I think absolutely help with being stressed and anxious. But I definitely believe that every single person can become organized with their time when they create the habit to look at their planners. And you might not be a paper planner. If you have an electronic planner, awesome. Whip it out. Let's start putting things in together. So there are 4 things that I use each week. I am hoping, and this is a big goal of mine and has been for years now, where this is the stepping off point of all the things. But I use 4 things. I have just a simple, this is Blue Sky is the brand of it. Any monthly planner will work. So this literally is just a plain monthly planner. The other thing I have is a notebook, a simple black notebook like this. And then I have my planner page. This is a notepad coming soon. And then I also have my to-do list. These are the 4 things that I swear by. I use every day, day in, day out. I reference it all day, day in, day out, because if I don't, things will fall through the cracks. And I like to be busy. I like to stay busy. We're going to talk about white space and what that means for you because it means something different for everybody. So the first thing is obviously, so we're just going to dive into this. Let me see really quick. Let me look here. Yes, Molly. Okay, so the stickers are coming. I love the way these stickers have turned out. Hold on, let me grab them really quick. Love the stickers. We'll talk about all the merch. So I have things that are coming for sure, but here are, so we've got these stickers right here. Now I have an order coming for these planner pads right here. And then I also have our to-do list. These pads are coming this week. I don't want to promise when they'll be out for sure, because if for some reason they come and they're not perfect, then I'm not, obviously, we're going to be a little behind on that. But my goal is to launch on April 15th. That's my goal. So I'm hoping that stickers, notepads will be available April 15th. That's the goal. We'll see how everything, I am ready with the shipping and all that. The only thing I don't have are the pads themselves, and I'm waiting to make sure that they're perfect. So, okay. Hi, Gina. Hi, Christopher Ty. Hi, Toolie. Oh, you guys are awesome. We've got the coin community coming in strong for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I will always do is I grab my monthly calendar, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to look to see, like you can see, that I have a lot of dates, things in here. They are appointments, they are reminders. So I know that each month I will come in and I will look at the week that we are working on. And for me, obviously, this is going to be the week of April 3rd through the 9th. So the first thing, obviously, I'll do, and we're just going to kind of go through this. I'm thinking next week, you know what we should do? We should try it and have music. I think we should try and have music. April 3rd through 9th. I go, can you guys, we can see this well? Okay, yeah. So we go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, up here where I have this blank space, this is where I will write occasions like birthdays, things that I want to remember, a to-do that I want to make sure that I get done that day. So I know that I help my mom with her bill pay. So on the 3rd, I will help mom with her bills. I know on the 6th, we have taxes. That's a bummer. Adulting, right? So we have taxes, and that's going to be around 2 o'clock. So I know that we're going to do, and I'll kind of write it in between. Now, if you download this planner, you will have you can see that I have, you know what? Hold on. Sorry. Ha! There we go. I have scenes. At some point, if I have time, I'll tell you about our whole streaming software situation. And I have to thank my husband for, for helping me kind of get things situated. This will change, but I kind of love the way it looks for now. So we'll definitely keep it. I totally forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, taxes. So now what I'm doing is I'm going through, and things that I know we have happening, I will now write in here. So, for example, every Wednesday and Friday, we go live over on my husband, on Rob's channel. So we go RFT live. And I just put an arrow down because it blocks out all of these time. I don't do anything else. So that time is going to be blocked out. If you're somebody who likes color, then get a highlighter and highlight your blocks of time. Maybe that will help you to kind of visualize what you're doing. But once we kind of get through this, because here's the thing. I know that there are people who will see kind of what I have. This is last week. and they look at this and they're like, oh my gosh, that is so much. It really isn't. And I'm going to show you as we walk through this that it only takes a few minutes. Obviously, I'm talking, so it's going to take longer than 5 minutes to do this, but it's definitely something you should take time to kind of look and see what your schedule is. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Kristen. Silver Bear's here. Oh, you guys are awesome. Okay. All right, let's get into this. So the first thing I will start to do is I now go up and I will start writing in my blocks of time. So let me... A caveat also, if you are new to this process might take you a few weeks to get down. You're going to tweak up your schedule as you go. This is probably going to be a flowing kind of a schedule, especially if you're new to this. Once you get your schedule, though, you can refer back to your previous week and start kind of copying things down. Now, I know a lot of people have like fluctuating kinds of schedules, and that's fine, but there are still things that you can block your time out for. Hi, B3, driving and listening in. Thank you so much for your $20 super chat. That makes me so happy. Thank you so much. B3, one of the best humans I know. Good to see you, and thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm going to come up here, and I like to do what I call a morning happy hour and workout. I try and get that done first thing in the morning, and I know that's going to happen between 7 and 8. So I do happy hour plus workout. I'm just going to go. I'm also going to put my readers on. What really sucks about getting older is that your eyesight kind of goes. That's rough. It is. It really is. Okay. So we're going to do happy hour plus workout. See, this is where music would definitely come into play. So one of the biggest things about blocking out your time is that you are going to know where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be there. When you block things out, you'll know if you have conflicting schedules or you've got appointments that are overlapping, and you're going to need to deal with that. And I think that handling those conflicts before you're in the situation, if you're handling things last minute, I think that's when you have so much more stress in your life. So if you can, anticipate what your schedule is and kind of find those times where you're going to need help, you're going to have somebody else maybe pick up your kid from basketball or see if he can get a ride home or whatever that situation is, so that you're not having to stop what you're doing and deal with it last minute. Okay, so we got morning happy hour. So then I do my posts out for the day, and then I do the post office and office work. I'm feeling like it's easier for me to write it, and then I'll explain it. See, I'm getting super sidetracked. Gets really excited with the daily planner. Oh, yeah. Yes. And that is part of it too. The checking off, when we get to that part, it is the best self-accountability ever. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of fill these in. And yeah, I every single day will write in this part of my schedule, because my morning routine is pretty much, for me, set in stone. It's after this. So at 10 o'clock, that is about when my day kind of starts. These first 3 hours, those are like, that's what, this is a perfect morning for me. This is what I want to get done. And then what I'll do is kind of look through, and I know that for me, and again, this is going to change for everybody, but for me, and we will go over some schedules that might be a little bit different, but as a content creator, as a YouTuber, as a small business owner, those are kind of what my blocks of time are right now. Obviously, when I was a working mom, my blocks of time would have looked a lot different, right? It would have been getting the kids out of bed. It would have been driving to work, getting to work, working all day. See how it's different. So everybody's schedule will be different. So for me, on Mondays, I do content creation where I kind of try to batch out my work. And again, this is stuff that I am trying to still figure out my way and what feels right for me. I know that next week we're going to do another plan with me live. Are we still good? Yeah. Okay. Convenient flexibility hours on the left-hand side. Yes, you can even do the left. Yeah, that's, I think I forgot where that, get to know me. I can jump around for sure. But yeah, so if you download this version, these times right here are blank. So if you want to go in 30-minute increments, you absolutely can do that. And then on this day, it's live stream. So I go on Mondays, that is my content creation day for the week. On Tuesdays, I film for my video that's going to be posted on Thursday. On Wednesday, I edit the video that I filmed the day before for Thursday's release. And then on Thursday, I film for next Tuesday's video. I try and do 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That has seemed to be working for me. So I'm trying to keep up, and we'll, again, figure out if this schedule works for me, but I can tweak it as I go. Nothing is ever set in stone. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pivot and make changes as you're needing to make those changes. And when you start doing this, you might realize that, oh my gosh, everything that I did, that doesn't work. It totally doesn't work for me. So the next week when you do this, print out another sheet and do it again. And you can eventually come up with a game plan that is going to work for your life, the things that you need to do, where you need to be, all of those kinds of things. So on Monday, I know that, so we've got mom's bills, taxes. So I know that I'm going to do content creation. These are posts for my Instagram accounts. Do that all day. I will be filming whatever video I decide to film. We will do that all day. And then on Wednesdays, I will edit that footage. And then on Thursday is a filming day. So we will film. Maybe we'll do a day in the life on that day. So what's nice about me having a vlogging channel is that I share life, right? I share whatever it is that I'm doing. So if I need to get certain things done, like cleaning out my closet, redoing that, it can be something that I do on this day because it becomes content for the video. So even though it looks like I have these big, huge blocks of time taken up, I do have a little bit of leeway. And that's when your to-do list kind of comes into play. So obviously, when you are blocking out your time, there are so many different things that I need to do within this day. And that is when a to-do list comes into play. So I know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And then a to-do list comes in where I'm like, okay, so I need to film a reel for this. I need to film a YouTube short. I need to have a grid post, a static post for this. I need to work on a newsletter. Like, those are the things that I will write on my to-do list, but I'm blocking out those times so that I can kind of see what I have, like the time, the space that I have available. So you always want to get things in that you know this is what you're going to do. These are like the static things. If you work, you would put work. And then you can write in there things that you need to do throughout that work day. So your block of time is scheduled, and then you're working from that to-do list. Now, time limits are set when you also work like this. And I do believe that when you give yourself less time to do things, the more you'll get done in that allotted time. If you give yourself 2 weeks to read a book, then you're going to take 2 weeks to read a book. If you give yourself 1 week to read the book and you're focused on that, you'll read the book in a week. So I think that it's called Parkinson's Law. And I think that has a lot to do also with block timing. If you know you need to go to the grocery store and do whatever shopping and you have a 1 block period of time, you will get that shopping done within 1 hour. If not, then you know that you might be late to pick up a kid. I've done that before. So those are things that when you block out your time, you are allotting a certain amount of time, which keeps you on track. It keeps you accountable to what your schedule is. So again, know where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there. And then when you do that and you notice, say, if I was filming this day, and let's say I had a meeting I had a Zoom meeting at 1:00, but we're getting our taxes done. I know that meeting needs to either be rescheduled or the taxes need to be rescheduled. You can't be in 2 places at once. And a lot of overwhelm and stress, especially for moms, is that and I shouldn't say especially for moms, because I know men go through that same kind of anxiety when you're overscheduled, when you have conflicting appointments. Deal with them. So you know when you do it this way and you write things down, that's going to be a problem on Wednesday. I'm going to need to figure out a way and handle it beforehand. So number 1, it doesn't inconvenience anyone else, and you're less anxious about that day and that appointment coming up because you know you got to deal with it. When are the planning pads available? So the planner pads are coming in next week. I'm going to look at them and make sure that the quality is what I want out of them. I think they will be. We have some shopping lists that are amazing. So April 15th is the launch day for that. That is my goal. As long as everything else is set and ready to go, but as long as what I get is perfect, April 15th. That's when we're going to have that. I hope that helps. And I'm sorry, I'm going to, let's see. Okay, I'll go through. I think that answers that. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about white space, because white space is so important. And though that could even be just a 10-15-minute increment if you're real busy and you just have maybe 5 minutes to just decompress. For me, my brain, I need to relax at least every couple of hours. I know that, and I try really hard to keep Sunday all white space. Like, I try to keep my Sundays open. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to have any appointments. I don't want to have to be anywhere. unless I want to be. I want to run my errands and get everything done throughout the week and on Saturdays. So on Sunday, I can do absolutely nothing. And sometimes it works and I can just chill and relax and watch my favorite shows and catch up on, Netflix shows and binge watch things. That is what so I hustle through the week so I can get to Sunday. Does that make sense? Like, I work really hard because I know that I have downtime coming, and downtime is so important. And downtime looks a little different for everybody. Reading a book might be your downtime. Playing catch with your kids might be your downtime. Swimming in a pool, taking hikes. Netflix, right? Binge watching shows, reality television, whatever your guilty pleasure might be, that is your white space. And you have to implement that within your schedule, because you can't go 7 days a week, 18 hours a day for weeks on end. Nobody can sustain that. So when you take a little bit of care and you have that white space, then you know that you are working towards a recharge and a relaxation time. I think it's so, so important. Another thing I'll have to buy. Yes, Kristen, they're amazing. I love this. So for many years, we actually worked with a planner. And some of my best girlfriends gave them the download for an actual planner. And this is something, and like I said in the very beginning, this is like big goals, big dream, right? This is definitely something that I am hoping we can implement by the end of the year. We'll see. That is not a promise of it, but it is a big goal of mine. However, I am loving these notepads for 2 reasons. Number 1, I love ripping it off every week. Number 2, if I mess this up, like I'm not even gonna try and hide the fact that it's bothering me that I smudged my content creation. It's smudged because I put my to-do list on it when the ink was still wet. Stuff like that bugs me. So what I can do is rip it off, and I have another sheet right here. Whereas in the planner, if you mess up and you rip out your sheet, you're like literally missing a sheet out of a whole planner. So that's probably a little bit too much, but get to know me. These are the things that bother me. Yes, and this planner has absolutely, yes, Melissa is a longtime planner user, and this concept, like I said, it absolutely works for everybody if you choose to use it. Look at it. You got to make that a habit, just like anything else. Okay, so bottom line, where am I? What time is it? 11:40. Okay, we've been on for 40 minutes. My Rob's to-do list is a blank piece of paper. He is correct. And I was actually very proud of him because he did it the other night and it made me so happy. But again, we'll have to come up with some maybe plainer kind of planner pages. Okay, so let's keep moving on because I wanted this to be not longer than an hour. Melissa has been on Zoom calls with me before, and she's probably like, yeah, right. An hour? Okay. It's probably 90 minutes, but we're going to try and keep it to an hour. Okay, let's keep going. So in scheduling out your block timing, you will eventually instinctively start to know what you have coming up. And you're going to know that when you have planned your days out in these blocks of time, you know that whatever that situation is that's coming up, maybe you have maybe your daughter has dance a dance recital coming up. You can block out that time and you'll know that you have scheduled that in. You know you're not going to have anything conflicting. So that's why at the beginning of every week, I always do this. I have done this for years and years and years, planned out my week so that I know how it looks, like kind of a broad view of it. Now, is it perfect every week? Absolutely not. Do I check all the things off every week? Absolutely not. But I have a really good baseline, and it helps to kind of eliminate that stress of what am I going to do? Where am I going to be? Am I going to have enough time? You're going to be able to know right away. So I want to talk about this part down here. So one last thing real quick, as you're kind of going through, I try by 9 o'clock, dinner done, and then that's the time that Rob and I will watch a show or I'll read or whatever it is, but be done. Close the phone, close the doors to the office. For anybody who works from home, you can technically work from sun up to sundown and then some. Like you can work all the time. It helps when you close the doors, you like shut that work week off, because when you work from home, it's so different than if you go to like a brick and mortar building, because you know you're leaving at 5 or whenever your off time is. But when you work from home, you kind of can work all the time, and that's not healthy either. So coming down here, I have this is kind of, if you look at it like a scorecard. This is where you come in. Ooh, there we go. Y'all can see that, right? Okay, so this is a scorecard. This is the scorecard that I had last week. So when I look at it, I'm like, was this a successful week? Yes or no? You can kind of answer that when you do this way. You know, you can see right off the bat what the biggest fail was this week. I did not walk Kai one time this week. Look at, no check marks at all. And so those are things this upcoming week, I definitely want to make that a priority. But like I said, you guys, this week was an absolute doozy. So I have here, I want to read my vision. So where the notebook comes into play, I actually have a pages in here where I have written out my vision, kind of like, it's called a vision statement. And again, these are things that over these next few weeks we'll dive into this stuff. But I read it every day. It's kind of like my own affirmation, my own broad goal view. I have done visualization. Melissa is in the chat, and she has been one of my clients for a really long time, and she knows I love visualization, and it's something I do every single morning. It takes like 2 minutes to read and feel what you write. So I know that every morning I want to read my vision and I want to review goals. So your goals should always be at the forefront of your mind. And we'll get to that here when we're setting up your yearly goals, your monthly goals, and your weekly goals. And these are things that you should know, you should look at. And again, if you're brand new to this and you're like, I have no idea, these are things that will come. So it's kind of like taking little chunks out, right? Little bites of information and starting to apply them and implement them. So I do an end of day review, which means at the end of the day, I will read all the things that I have here and then kind of go from there. If I have drinking all the water, did I drink all the water? It really is a simple yes or no. But this makes you very self-aware. Very self-aware. Because at the end of the day, you can ask yourself, did I do it or didn't I do it? Is there a check mark there or no? It's very black and white. This is also great if you are wanting to create a new habit. For example, if you want to wash your face every single night before you go to bed, I'm awful at that. It is something that you can write right in here, and you can look and see, did I do it every single night? And those are things that might be natural for most people, right? Like brushing your teeth. I think most people get up and brush their teeth right away. So that's not really something that you would want to put here. So you will switch things out as you kind of create habits, as you are wanting to implement new strategies into your life, new things into your life. Do you want to drink 16 ounces of water when you first wake up every single day? If that's a habit you want to create, but it's not one that you have set in stone yet, maybe that's what you write right here. Drink 16 ounces of water every single morning. And if you did that, you check it off. Then at the end of the week, you can kind of write, well, not kind of, you can write down how many days did I actually do that task. And you can kind of gauge, did I nail it? Or is it something that I need to work on in this next week? So the goal is, how many days throughout the week do you want to actually get that done? And then when you come back and it says up here, review last week, plan this week. So what you do is you go in and you can say at the end of the week, how many times did I actually do what I wanted to do? You write it here, and then you can kind of tally yourself up. But this is like a scorecard. So it very much is a way to self-assess. Self-accountability, I think, is so very important. And you have to be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Did you do it or didn't you do it? Oh, Kristen, that makes me so happy. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to come back to that in just a second. I have thoughts, and I'll share them here in just a few minutes. Let's get through this. So what I know I need to get done every single day is, I want to get my workout done. I want to do this 5 days a week. That's my goal. Shake and share. So I run an accountability group, and we drink our shakes every single day, and we can track it in an app. So sometimes I will make my shake and drink it, and I will forget to post it in our accountability group. So having this written here reminds me, oh yeah, post that. Sometimes I will literally post an empty tumbler and say, totally forgot to do this, but I did drink my shake. It's accountability. This is my reminder to stay accountable in that situation. I am going to walk Kai. My goal is 5 days this week. The other thing is, if you set a goal and you're like, I want to work out for 90 minutes, 7 days a week. If you can do that, amazing. Most people can't. And if you set that goal for yourself because you're like, oh, that sounds like a good goal for me, but it is super unrealistic, then the next week, how about you not put that many days or that amount of time? Like, make goals that are realistic, but set goals that push you out of your comfort zone a little bit too. That's how you grow, when you push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I've got Walk High. I am doing an online business school, so I know that I want to get some sessions done for that. And this is where my job, what I do for a living, kind of comes into play. And these are things that I want. And I have had people actually, when I post this message, and they're like, what is that? I'm going to explain it to you right now. So in YouTube, I either will do, obviously, a video or a short, and I will write that in. So I'm going to put this right here so you can kind of see where we're at. And then I do, I check YouTube Studio, which is like where comments are, things like that. And then check my Studio Fit Club. That is where we hold ourselves accountable to be the healthiest versions that we can be. They have been my lifesavers many times. That journey is never ending. Okay, so then I check my Etsy shop, see if we've got orders, message, comments, all of those things. Etsy is very new to me. So I'm learning the ins and outs of it as I go, and it has been so much fun. I can't, like, it's been amazing. So what I do here, this is my Instagram. And I do CE for Charlani every day. That's my personal, it's a public page. All my Instagrams are public, but it's more my personal, like the behind the scenes, the story of things. I'm in my stories all day, every day for my Charlani Everyday on Instagram. And then I have the Live Happy Planner page, and I have the Live Happy Home page, which is kind of like just it's home design. Love that page. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure. I love it. And I do post or reel. So what that means is, did I post or did I do a reel for that account that day? There's 3 things here. My Charlani Everyday, Live Happy Planners, Live Happy Home. And I just draw a line like this in each of those days. My goal is 5 days a week. And you can see here, like, I did almost every day. And then I didn't do anything on Wednesday. I posted here. So I can take a look at exactly what my goal was. Did I do it? Do I need to be better at it? Or do I need to change the goal? Like, do I need to only do maybe 3 days a week rather than 5 days a week? So those are things that you can tweak up as you're kind of writing these things down. And then one of my biggest goals, drink all the water. All the water. You should be drinking, if you need a number, half your body weight in ounces every day. Half your body weight in ounces every day is a good target. It's a lot of water. You have to go pee all the time, but you're cleaning out your body every time you do that. So get into the habit of it. For me, I measure throughout the day, so I know exactly how much I'm drinking. And at the end of the night, I can check off, did I drink all the water? Yes or no? And I can check it. So then I have, you see these black boxes, morning and night. So I go morning and evening. So I just split the box in half this way. And I do it at an angle rather than split in half like this, because I think it looks cooler. It's just me. You can see here that I've already checked into the Fit Club this morning. So half the box is filled in. Nope, sorry. Right here. Half the box is filled in. When I check it later this afternoon, I'll fill the rest of it in. And I do that for all of the different things. So I hope that that makes sense for you. Okay, moving on. Now, the next thing is just always front and center your goals should be. I also believe that you need to rewrite them every single week, because eventually when you write your goals, your dreams over and over and over again, eventually, if you're focused and you work really hard towards those goals and those dreams become your to-dos. So I very much am like, write it. I know a lot of people like electronic planners. I have tried electronic planners. That is not my jam. I have a Google Calendar. I will write things in it if I'm out and about and I don't have my calendar with me. I will write things in there, but I'll come back and I'll write it down. Because for me and the way my brain works, if I write something, it just gets ingrained into my memory a little bit more. If I just open my phone and I type it out, I don't remember it as well. And many people are able to retain that kind of information. For me, writing is a huge part of my day. It is a huge part of scheduling out my week, because I know that I can just come in and simply look at this and know exactly where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there, who I'm supposed to meet, if I've got kids, where I'm supposed to pick them up. That is not my lifestyle anymore, but I was for many, many years. Our kids are older and grown, and we are empty nesters, and we have entered into this absolutely beautiful stage in life, and it's almost like focus on us time. And it's been awesome. I love it so much, and we are having the most fun, like truly the most fun. So at the end of a week, because I think y'all have questions about these. I guess I should ask that. Let's go here. Slide up the chapter so we could see the bottom. Dang it. I need to figure out how to make this more visible. Rob Finds Treasure is my husband, for anyone who didn't know. I think most of you know that. Yes, he needs to drink more water. I tell him every single day, bring bottles of water to him. It's important. Your body is made up of so much water. Yes, so I occasionally will color code my entries. I will do, like YouTube. I will color it green. Or I'll do content creation for the Instagrams. I will do that purple. I'll do my morning happy hours, things that I need to do for me. I will highlight that in pink. There are definitely days where I want that color. But most times I like this. This works for me so that I can quickly glance over at it. Because sometimes if it's too pretty, then I want to do more pretty, and then I waste time like doodling and putting stickers on things. And next week I will bring out my planners, my old planners, and I will show you some of the my Erin Condren planners. I was the washi tape girl. I was stickers, like I did all the things. Loved that period of life when I did that. But I will also say that when I created a page with washi tape and stickers and hated it, which when you're creative, sometimes you create things and you're like, blah, like I don't like the way that looks at all. That would derail that week for me. And I know that might sound totally ridiculous to some people, but that is my truth. And knowing that this is going to look pretty much the same every week, it makes sense to me. But absolutely, if I have something that I want to make sure I do not forget, like it is super, super important, and there's a chance that I might forget it, I will absolutely highlight it so that I don't forget, so that I don't miss out on that. Now, I do have my to-do list, and this is part of my morning routine. This is something that when I do my morning happy hour, I read my visions, I do some journaling, I read some personal development, and then I sit down, I look at my schedule for the week, and I plan out my list for that day. That is what I do every single day during my morning happy hour. Now, my goal is by 7 o'clock. Eventually, I want that goal to be by 6 o'clock, that I'm up and getting my day started. But that's a fluctuating thing. Sometimes my day doesn't start until 8, and that's okay too. You adjust as you go. And if you're lucky enough, like we are very blessed in this season of life that we're in, that we don't have to get up every day to an alarm. We can get up when we feel like it. Personally, morning time, the first part of the day, I am most creative, and you need to learn those things about yourself. And as you work on you, as you try and create consistency and routine within your schedule, you're going to learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay. I think for now, that's a lot. If you want this planner, page exactly. You can download it and print it out and use it immediately. It's available on my Etsy site. And then I also have the to-do list, which is here. It's also on my Etsy site. Both of those direct links are down below in the description box if that helps you. And so hopefully, and if you have a planner, awesome, bring it out, use it. Start implementing it into your life every single day. If you're the person who has tried planners before and they just don't work for you and you feel like you've wasted money on things, it's a habit. It's a routine. It's something that you need to be intentional about until it becomes a routine. I've been there. I know exactly how that is and what that feels like. But it is definitely a routine and something that you can absolutely do. And if anyone would look at this and say, I don't live in blocks of time, well, I would argue, and I would say, yes, you actually do work in blocks of time. You either work, right? Or you get ready in the mornings, you go to school, you do carpool, cleaning the house. Those are all blocks of time. And then as you're working within that, you make a list of the things that you have to do. So if I'm cleaning the house on Wednesdays between 2 and 4 or 7 to 8 at night, I will write a list of the things that I want to get done. That is the way that my brain works, because I will squirrel everywhere. The other big tip is you have one life. You have one set of 24 hours in a day. You should have one planner. There are business planners and personal planners, and I have seen people use both. And I'm like, you're one person. How do you reconcile two different planners? It's how things slip through the cracks, I think. So one planner. Have it be your work planner, your business planner. And again, when you block out your time, you should know where you're going and where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. And then your to-do list will dictate what you're doing within that time. So if you're at work and doing work business things, then part of that to-do list is going to be work business things. If you're at home and you're needing to do home things or personal things, then that part of your to-do list needs to be for home personal things. But I do believe a bazillion %, one planner, you have one life, everything should be together and commingled, because you're not just a business person, or you're not just maybe even a retired person. Like, you have personal things to do and to do things to do, and they should definitely be together. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Okay, let me go back. I think this is the best way to do it. And I'm in the comments, so I'm actually going through. So Kristen, you said, my girlfriend has severe ADHD, so having a visual reminder for everything is a must for her. This is the only planner she has kept up with for more than a day. That absolutely melts my heart, because we'll talk about ADHD, I think, more down the road, because I can't say 100% that it is something that I have. In fact, when I want to spend the money to actually get tested for it, I will. But I have done 4 tests online. No, 3 tests online. One was a weird random thing, but every single thing said that I likely have ADHD, and have forever and for years. And when I think about some of the things that are attributed to that, I have those things. So staying focused and trying to be organized when I feel very unorganized, that is absolutely me. I have often said I am the most unorganized, hot mess organized person ever, because I have created systems and I have implemented structure so that I can focus and be more productive, because I absolutely can squirrel all over the place. On the other hand, I can also be extremely focused, like almost too focused on certain things, and then other things get kind of thrown off to the wayside. So having that balance has always been very important to me. We'll talk about also like time management balance, what that means for people in life, because the truth is there is no true balance. Like, it's not going to be an equivalent of time that I work for 8 hours a day, but I want 8 hours of family time a day. That isn't realistic. There are going to be seasons in life when you are in the hustle mode, and there are going to be seasons of life when you're in the rest mode. And right now we are in hustle mode, and I'm hoping in a few months we're going to have a week or two of rest and recharge. But right now, my schedule looks like this. I hope in a few months we'll have a schedule that just says vacation. That says pina coladas on the beach. That's what I am hoping is going to happen. But to stay structured and to create routines and systems is what has absolutely kept me focused. And if it's too pretty, if it's too all over the place, I will squirrel and I will start to do other things. This system has literally been the biggest game changer for me. And that makes me so happy, Kristen, that she actually uses it every single day. You have to grade yourself. Yes. And you have to be ruthlessly honest with yourself. April Fools. Oh, it is April Fools. That's funny. That's funny. Let's see. I tried electronic book style planners and owns 2 hanging calendars. She thrives off the planner sheets because they're easy to keep up with and check off. Yeah. I have tried all the planners, all of them, all the notebooks. Like, I love a brand new notebook. I love looking at planners. This is what I always come back to. Always what I come back to. Yes. Squirreling all over the place will not get things done. If I don't have a list, it will not get done. Most times I will forget a lot about what I'm supposed to be doing. So lists actually helps me for sure. I don't know exactly what Asperger's syndrome is, but I'm hoping that you have tools that help you to live every day the best that you can. Thanks for joining 949. Thank you so much for popping in. No, there's no less than 6 planners unopened on her shelf right now. Yes. So next week I have a big old tub. If anyone saw my last video, I have a big tub of planners, and I'll show you the ones I used and the parts of them I did use. And I'll show you the ones that I bought. They're beautiful. So pretty. Never even did a day in them because it's too much. It's too much information. I think simple when it comes to routine and schedule is the best. If you have to write on a daily basis, this, and this, and check this off and flip this page over and this is over here, I'm done. Like, if it's more than 2 steps, I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't have time for that. Nobody has time for that. It's a form of autism. Then I'll bet you trying to stay organized is something that you probably either really, really love to do, or it might even be a struggle. But I think that organization is something that just absolutely helps everybody in every aspect of life. I love the new notebooks and planners. Use them for a little bit and stop. Exactly. My latest planner I just got on clearance for $1.50 at Hobby Lobby, using it with these downloads. Yeah. So there are so many planners out there. You just have to find it. It might not be mine. It might be a different planner that makes sense for you. And what I want for everybody is just to feel less stressed on a daily basis so that you can get more done. And my whole motto in life is live life happy. I truly think that everybody should be living a happy life. And when you are stressed out, anxious about all the things that you have to get done, then this helps. This absolutely helps. Obviously, there are a whole bunch of other things that you can do to be happier. Again, things we'll talk about. There are so many things. But thank you. Thank you so much for joining me on our Saturday. I will be back next Saturday. We will do this again. But, this has just been a part of my life that I have wanted to share for a really long time. And I know I've got some of our girls in here. Thank you, Molly. Molly is in our Fit Club too. But this is what I love talking about. And, we've got a team of coaches, and we haven't done one in a long time, but we used to have team calls. This is what I talked about all the time. Like, this was my forte, and this is what just absolutely lights me up. I love coming in and helping people to figure out their schedules. So if you do download this planner, I actually give you, I think 4. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 different schedule ideas. For this planner, if you are a busy mom, I have a schedule here. And just so you know, all of these schedules are schedules that were created. This one is for a work from home lifestyle. Maybe some ideas of what you can implement here. If you're an entrepreneur and you are in the hustle season, this is what yours might look like. If you're a working mom and you're outside the home and you have to go to work, you've got school pickup, you've got dance practice, you've got football practice. So these I have actually created for other people, for other girls who, need help with managing their time and creating a schedule and creating routine. Because when you do this kind of stuff for yourself, when you do this for your own accountability, this is going to start to make more sense to you. You're going to start to feel more organized and more put together and less like all over the place, less frazzled. I used to be that mom who would plop down at football practice with 5,000 bags, and you're running 5 minutes late and you're always forgetting something. Lists, blocking out your time, knowing what your schedule is absolutely helps. And I also know that sometimes you have so much on your plate, you're like, I don't even have time to sit down and write a list. Like, I don't have time to do that. You do. And the busier you are, the more important this becomes, because you can do more in less time if you've allotted a certain amount of time for whatever those tasks are. So I hope that this has helped. We own 3 companies and have 4-year-olds, so we wear these plans. Yes! I'll bet you do. I feel lost without a written plan. Me too. Me too. And yeah, when your to-do list is overwhelming, you have to learn to prioritize what is most important to do and knock things out one at a time. Next week, we're going to talk about brainstorming and brain dumping and my weekly this is the brain dump for the week. We'll talk about this next week and how you kind of transfer the things here into what are your top goals. Putting some of these tasks right here onto your to-do list. We'll focus on that stuff next week for sure. But okay, let me see. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Thank you again so much for joining me. I have been anxious about it all week, and I feel like once we got going, the technology side of everything is what I was just freaking out about. I was like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work? So thank you guys so much for showing up for me. I appreciate you very, very much. I will be live next Saturday, same time, 11 a.m. Central. That's 9 Pacific, 12 Eastern. So I hope I see you again. And if you have questions for me, or if you have specific topics that you want to talk about, please message me. Put them in the comments to any of the videos. I read my comments. So if you do, just let me know, and we can definitely implement that into our Saturday live streams. Okay, thanks guys. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.